All right, we should be live for Unspooled episode 15. Welcome everybody, which is wild. 15. We're approaching 20 episodes, which is crazy. So, how you doing, Steve?
I'm chilling and I'm choppy. What the heck? This is crazy.
Yeah. So
But
tonight,
hey, what's going on, everybody?
yeah,
Episode 15. Who would have thunk it?
I know,
Who would have thought it? Who would have
gone by fast.
thunk it? I know, right?
So
15 episodes. It's pretty cool. This has been a lot of fun. But we're breaking up. No, I'm kidding.
yeah. Hey,
We're going
Strothgar,
independent.
Peekaboo, welcome. How are you guys doing? NeoKoi, welcome. So, big news today. A lot of people in on the U1 KickStarter, which we'll get into. Other news: Orca 2.3.1 Alpha was released today. Also including some Snapmaker U1 news as far as the profile being released for that, and then some other cool features that came out, and just general cool and big 3D printing news. So that's kind of the thing for tonight. Just chat and talk about all the things that are going on in 3D printing. So what's everybody got going on? Who here? I know Steve and I both did, but who here in chat backed the Snapmaker U1? Everybody raised their hand. Now, Steve, you and I both had a little trouble getting it to go through the famous
and Wazzy.
Yeah, and Wazzy. So we were all in the a bunch of us were in the Unspooled Discord voice chat during the whole launch of it, and trying to get our stuff to go through around 10 o'clock. Joel, Polymaker Joel, his went through like that. Tech Cheaper, they all got within the 20s, like 20. I think Tech Cheaper actually got number 20 as the backer. Some of us had a little tougher time, and we were clicking through. I think mine finally went through. Like, we were all clicking the button at the same time. I think mine finally went through, and I was like backer number 1,461 or something in the first group. But yeah, it was nuts.
I didn't we all were there clicking at the same time. I wound up getting 2,776 just because mine spun for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I finally just opened a new tab and tried it in the new tab, and it went through.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So yeah,
and I know a few other people, they were right on the cusp of getting, but I think a lot of us were kind of nervous that we weren't going to be in that first 4,000 backer group that got the earliest. What was it, November instead of October as far as the shipping date. Yeah. But it was a few hours after we got all ours, and there were still some left. So it did take a bit for that first group to go through, and then even longer for the second group, October.
Yeah, I went with the cheapest one.
Yeah.
I don't care about the hardened nozzles and.
Yeah, so I was all in on the hardened nozzles and the top hat, the enclosure. But the more I was thinking about it while we were in chat, is I just went with the straight printer, because it's still unknown, right? It could, I could get it and not like it, right? Everybody else seems like it. I might not like it, and then why would I waste the money on the hat and the nozzles when I'm probably just gonna either not use it or sell it? So I'll wait to get that stuff once I realize that I like it, and then go from there. But and I think that's kind of from what I've heard from some people. I know some people were still kind of on the fence and not going to back it until they saw many videos about it, and people that got it doing videos about how it was before they made a decision. I know I saw a post about Uncle Jesse backing it after he saw somebody's video. He hadn't planned on it, but then he saw the video and was like, "Oh, okay," and he did. So I wonder how many people. But it is still going up. It had finally gone over what, 6 million?
Yeah. Definitely probably close to 7 right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on off.
Yeah, so it's 6.2 million right now. 6,249,481, but 6,850 backers. Like that's pretty successful. So it was cool. Cool to see.
I'm trying to think what else. It was kind of cool to have everybody in and everybody who wanted to get one, just kind of like hanging out and doing that whole thing.
Yeah.
And so, like, maybe even if it's a machine that we're not interested in, if they have another Kickstarter, we may still spin up rooms for people to, rally each other on and talk about it or whatever. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think they did post something about like more about the delivery times, after the people started getting the Kickstarter, and I think it said something like late November, December or something for like actual delivery of that first group. So something about
the first group was October, I think.
Well, it was, but I still don't think it's September 30th when the Kickstarter is done, and then October. But I still think I saw a post something about even the October group. You may not get it until later on, but I don't know. Maybe that wasn't accurate. I would like. It'd be nice to get them in September. It'd be really nice to have one for 3D Printopia.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we know a couple people. Right?
Yeah. But like like mine obviously won't be there because I can't bring it on the plane. But if you get yours in September before 3D Printopia, that would be cool to have it there.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm trying to see. For some reason, my mouse is frozen, but I can still. There we go. All right, cool. I was just trying to get the link for our guest. Let's see.
For our special guest.
Yeah.
Would you like? I'll send him an invite.
All right. Yeah, if he's on, he might not be on. I'll just send it.
I'll send it that way. He has it whenever he decides to jump in.
So, did anybody else kind of bid on it or go for it or whatever?
So I see GTR Dad in. Oh, what's that?
Dan said I was echoing.
Oh, I know GTR Dad was in, so I was trying to not bring him up on screen, but our special guest is Danny, NeoKoi Prints.
What's it?
What up, Danny?
Hey, Danny.
Oh, we got no audio on you. Let's see.
On Danny or on me?
No, on Danny. Or is he? Are you muted, Danny?
He might be muted on his side.
Got audio. I got video, but no audio.
What about now?
Yep, you're good. We got you.
Perfect.
Yep.
So, man of the hour, special guest, Mr. U1. So,
man of the hour.
So I think most of us caught your video. You did a good job. I liked your take on it.
Thank you.
Yep. I think so far I watched yours first, and then I watched 24/7 Printing, and I think that's it. I think that's all I've watched so far. And it was neat because you guys both had kind of a different take on it. You had more of like a tool changer experience with tool changer or your first tool changer type of thing, and he had more of the the print capability part of it. Like he was talking about speed, and obviously he's the speed guy, but so it was neat. It was neat seeing how. Oh, and I did watch Sam Prentice. I watched his video too, but it was neat how all three of you seem to have kind of a different take on it and a different idea behind it.
Definitely different perspectives. I think everybody that was involved had a different perspective, but that's what makes it so nice. because everybody's from different walks of life as far as printing is concerned.
Yeah.
But
and now, so on this stream versus the last one we had you on, now you can actually talk about it.
Yeah, it was hard to keep that under wraps when half the stream was talking about U1.
You're just like not saying a word.
Yeah.
When you really want to.
Everyone, are you going to get one? Sure. Yeah, that's
the plan.
So, but yeah, it was good. Lost in Tech did a good video as well. It was breaking down the he broke down the feeders.
Take them.
And showed like all the technology that's in the feeders, and that was really cool.
Yep.
I haven't broke mine down. And then somebody else broke one down completely because they had a DOA printer, so they got a second beta unit to test. So he was able to break one down completely.
Yeah.
I
saw. I think it was 24/7 printing. The Albert there. He didn't really do a lot on video of the breakdown, but he showed like the tool head, one of the tool heads apart. Showed the board on that, and then like the
They're
hot
pretty
end.
Simple.
Yeah. Very, very similar. Very similar hot end to what we're seeing now with pretty much every printer.
It just works. Medium flow. I mean, it's a good design. I don't have much to say about it. I mean, it's been pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty the stock profiles that they had set up in Snapmaker Orca were pretty fast. Everything printed really fast and really well that I had thrown at it. I had a couple issues, but everything that most of us ran into were software related, whether that was with Snapmaker Orca, because there were networking problems, or they were having firmware issues, but those were pretty minor. There weren't very many. Like I mentioned, the heater controls being the only thing I had access to, whereas like when a tool came off the shuttle, versus like Lost in Tech had a similar thing happen to his, where the tool had come off completely, and instead of it just like bugging to where all he had access to was heater controls, he actually had access to pause controls and was able to restart the print once he put the tool back on the shuttle. So I'm pretty sure that I ran into a firmware bug, and there were over 200 bugs reported to Snapmaker, and it's mainly software stuff. Like the back of the printer with like the poop bucket, that was kind of a thing that everybody griped about. But a lot of the hardware stuff is probably not going to change much.
Albert had mentioned like the poop bucket that it kind of wasn't held very securely, but it managed to stay in place during all his prints. But it just kind of floats, kind of sits there. But
when I saw that, I was worried that it was going to be loud. I was afraid that when it was doing like actual prints, it was going to be loud, but I couldn't even hear it. I couldn't tell, and then I don't have an enclosure, so.
Because it does have an auxiliary fan, right? Is it on the left side?
If you're looking at it, it's on the left side, yeah.
Yeah. So then that didn't seem loud at all at any point during.
I mean, as loud as any of the other printers.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be as loud as a Centauri Carbon. Like that thing sounds like a Harrier jet, but.
I would compare it still to the Bamboos or the that I've used.
Yeah.
The P1S or X1C, but. Yeah, nothing crazy.
Yeah,
I think it's a good printer.
Yeah, I think the enclosure. I know a lot of people in the group in the Unspooled chat that were kind of in the voice chat while we were all backing it. It kind of seemed split, like 50-50 of who was going to go for the top hat, the enclosure with the heater and the hardened nozzles. And some people didn't, but some of us had such hard times getting through to the end of the KickStarter, so it was just with me. I kind of just wanted to get the printer because it was slow going, normal KickStarter stuff. But I was so after the Orca, one of the other things we wanted to talk about in this stream was the Orca, the 2.3.1 alpha that they just released, which does have the Snapmaker U1 profile in it.
Right.
Since it came out basically all afternoon, I was slicing some common four color models that I do, and Steve's just like, you nerd, you know, you just been slicing stuff for a printer you don't have. So I was doing it for just comparing the Snapmaker to, you know, my P1S with an AMS and the Cobra 3 with the Ace Pro, and then the XL. And I had made a post on X about one specific model, which is an 18-hour print on a P1S with an AMS, and it's four color, and it's not a very involved model, but it's basically a no face pencil holder that I did for my wife from the movie Spirited Away, and
right.
It's got a lot of tool changes on every layer towards the top where the face is. So it's an 18-hour print, and it uses, with the poops and with the prime tower, it uses almost 500 grams. So it's quite a bit. And so I sliced it in with the U1 profile, and instead of 18 hours, it was 7 hours. And instead of 494 grams of filament, it was 194.
Yep.
So, and then I made the post, and then Joel Telling posted underneath, and he was like, "Oh, what about? I wonder what it compares to." And then somebody else said, "What does it compare to the XL?" So when I sliced the same model with the same settings with the XL in Orca, the U1's 30 minutes faster, and uses about 20 grams less filament. So, which seemed about
not a huge difference. I mean, it's way faster than my homemade tool changer, that's for sure. But that's just because it's a flying gantry and has to go all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, versus this where it's like a Trident style, where it's like already there at where it needs to be to do the tool change. So that cuts out a crap ton of time.
I think they advertise 5 seconds tool change.
Yeah, 5 seconds. It does every bit of that. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I know. I was kind of a little bit shocked, and I know I started doing that. I started slicing my own models that I know take a long time for four colors. In that, after watching Albert 24/7 Printing's video, because he did a lot of testing between the XL and then all of the other AMS systems as far as print time and material waste. That was a part of his video, was all these different tests, and he was also seeing pretty significant time savings between the U1 and the XL, and then huge time savings between all the other AMS systems, but which just piqued my interest. So that's why I started slicing. But I know I had posted some stuff in our Unspooled Discord. Like I know GTR Dad Matt in one of our community men, he's super excited just for that part, like the time savings that it gets you. But
it's such a significant difference that I am never going back to an AMS style printer unless somebody wants me to make an ad for them or something like crazy comes out of the woodwork for one. Like it's not happening. That's like after the U1 and after my tool changer, never again. It just doesn't make sense for multicolor. Like you waste so much filament and so much time changing filament that it's just never again.
So
not going back.
On the U1, did you test the like the auto switchover from the same filaments? So say you had black PLA Pro on one and black PLL Pro on another tool head.
Like
and
it ran out?
Yeah, so they run out. And that was fine. Yeah. Because that's one of my favorite features on an AMS, and that's usually what I use it for. Is sometimes I'll just load an AMS with 3 or 4 quarter spools of stuff just to let it auto switch. That way I don't have to fuse them together and re-spool them, because I hate doing that. So as long as if a tool changer does that too, which they do, I'm also starting to lose reasons of why I would keep an AMS. What are your thoughts about it, Steve? I mean, like we before testing all this stuff, you and I had kind of talked about it, and we're like, oh, we think AMSs still have their place. And I'm not sure now, after spending an afternoon slicing and testing different.
I think can you guys hear me?
Sure? Yep.
I've been working on some issues I was having with it. I think probably the biggest thing is the price is always going to be what drives what printers people use. You know,
Yeah.
We know what a tool changer is, and new people may or may not know what a tool. I say new people, I ain't saying like that, but like new people may or may not know what a tool changer is. They may not even have 4 rolls of filament to even fully utilize it. It's gonna be one of those things of like, uh, it's actually great for filament companies because people are gonna get these printers and like now they're like, oh shoot, I need at least four rolls of filament, if not more, because now I can do really cool stuff, and so that's gonna be a big boom. And because the price is so cheap, it's gonna be the next thing that people are gonna want. And once we all get our hands on it and learn how to properly use it and start telling our friends about it, then people will start buying it. Like the regular people will start buying it. Um, so, it's just one of those things of just trying to. We won't know until we get it. It'll be my first tool changer for sure. And it'll be interesting to see if what people were looking for from Prusa. I think initially was the ability, as well as from Bamboo to H2D, they were looking for the ability to use different size nozzles. So that's going to be cool if that becomes a thing where you can slice and your infill can be with a a 0.6 nozzle while your outer walls are with a 0.2 or something like that, just to kind of like keep the fine detail but speed up the overall print time. So stuff like that is going to be awesome. I think that's going to be like the biggest part of the move that people make.
Yeah, and I know one of the hesitance I've seen from people saying, "Oh, I'm not going to back it," or even people that have backed it are curious. They're like, "Oh, how reliable is it going to be?" Because there are almost every video that I've seen on it have mentioned the plastic nature of the outside of it. Now, it still seems that the bones of it. It seems like the bones of it are rugged, and it seems to be fairly well made. But like K2 Kevin in the comments says, I can't wait to see how reliable this is going to be, because that's a factor too, right? Like I know Albert 24/7 Printing, he said he did a little over 100 hours of printing and he did some big stuff, big models, and the only one that he had fail was this skeleton foot that he did, but that actually had 3 different materials in it. It was PLA, TPU, and something else. And it was the TPU part that failed, but he had done other subsequent TPU prints, TPU only, and it was fine. So that was a fairly involved model, and that was the only one he had fail. So it seemed pretty. Is that TPU?
Yeah.
Yeah.
TPU.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I mean, it prints TPU fine on its own, and I didn't get as much time with it. I got about as much time as he did, a little over 100 hours with it.
Yeah.
Especially being out of town last week. But the stuff that I did try with TPU worked really well. I even tried to do some Hue Forges. The one Hue Forge that I actually got through, I messed up and the filament was at 260. That was my bad.
Yeah.
TPU should not have been that hot, but with that in mind, it looked good. But like
just stringy.
The print looked like, it looked scary. but that's why I didn't. So like, it really does feel like a P1S. And I've done a P1P conversion kit into a P1S, and it feels like it's about the same as far as the frame is concerned.
Yeah.
And I just don't like the external spool holders, and I don't know if they're going to add a clip or something along those lines to the feeders, because I mentioned in my video that when I pull filament out, when it's unloading, there's still a little bit of tug on it, and when there is, it'll pull feeder 1 and 2 out because of the way that it slots towards the back. So when you're pulling this way, it's also pulling on the slots, and that's only 1 and 2. 3 and 4 are backwards. So like the clips come in this way. So when you're pulling with the clips. So it doesn't have a chance to come out. It's weird that they did it backwards that way. I'm not sure why, but
it's almost like there should be like a retention screw, like after you snap it in there, just a single screw that you put in. So maybe that'll change, based off some version of whatever people get sent. But Yeah,
Yeah.
I did see, and like I know, I mean, even with a couple of my AMS lights, after a while, my AMS lights, when I would pull filament off, I would have to push in the center of that spool holder, or sometimes they would pop off. Um, but it wasn't that often, because I know you had that in your video too, where the whole spool holder would pop off.
That was very common. Yeah,
Yeah,
that if I try to one hand it, that's happening every time,
yeah.
just about. But these were also, if you saw the videos that were in the factory from 2-3 weeks ago when they were first starting to tease it, um, I'm almost 90% sure that those are the units that we got to test. So like they had already been through hours and hours and hours of testing and testing and testing before they got into our hands. Um, and you could tell that when we were putting them together that like the PTFE that was going to the tool was a problem. I say a problem. It looked like it had been used. It wasn't brand new. Some stuff that was in the box just looked like it had normal wear and tear. So the fact that it did as well as it did, with I'm assuming thousands of hours on it. I can't confirm or deny that, but I would assume that they put it through at least that. Um, is pretty substantial as far as reliability is concerned. I mean, everything looks like a P1S. The carbon rods. Have we heard of any real issues with the carbon rods out of the bamboo community?
I mean, I've had two X1Cs and then four P1Ss, all varying levels of hours on them. One of my P1Ss had, several thousand hours on it, and I never had any issues. I don't know of any. I haven't heard a lot of people having issues of it. I hear a lot of people complain about them, but I don't know if I've actually seen anybody say they're failing.
I've only seen the idlers in the back fail, and that's why they had to rip the entire gantry out of a printer. But like, that's it. I haven't seen the actual carbon rods fail.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried. I mean, based off the stuff that I've seen, and then like a few of the videos where people broke them down, and you could see everything seems pretty solid. But
yeah,
like I said.
So from the chat, GTR Dad asks, "What do you think about the spool holders and the fact that they're gonna have a spring for rollback?"
I mean, it's not that big of a deal. If like,
Gotcha.
It's a tool changer, so I don't really see the point in having anything to prevent rollback. Anyways, it'll just keep feeding it.
Yeah, because you're not retracting the filament every time a color changes. So, yeah.
There were a couple videos of whenever it went through a feeder, it would just like it would go super fast to the tool, and then you would see like the residual motion of that. The force of that would pull some more filament off of a spool, but like it wasn't much. I don't think that it's anything to really worry about.
It was funny though, like the difference between like 24/7 Printing's video and Sam Prentice's video is that, and I don't know time frame of when they've shot these videos or not, but it seemed like the initial filament feeding on Sam's machine was significantly faster than what was being shown on Albert's video. So Albert would load the filament, and it would go, and it would go fast, but Sam's was feeding what seemed to me to be significantly faster. Like there were a couple times where he had his hands in there on the spool, and it grabbed it, and he was like pulling his hands back because it really started to feed. And I don't know, maybe they've slowed that down, with firmware, but it's definitely. I mean, I like that better because I hear horror stories about the XL, about people having to 3D print these DIY hand feeders, to feed all the filament up through. I'm
about to build one for my stealth changer, the little one that has the 9-volt battery where you push it together and it sends it.
Yeah,
so that's my next thing for my stealth changer.
Yeah, because I hear horror stories of people like feeding it up through with the XL.
It takes forever. It takes forever on both.
Yeah, plus you have 5 and you have 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's why. So in the new Orca, there's a new feature for tool changers specifically that's you can now remap colors. So like if you had brought in a 3MF from somebody, you had to match up what slot or what tool had what color and what slot. You couldn't like switch them around, or you had to repaint the models. So now Orca offers, being able to remap, which is like so nice. That is alone a time saver, like not having to go and unload like 4 different spools to load them again in just different orientations is
and that actually just came out in this alpha version, right? Yeah. So I'm guessing you got that quick.
Yeah, we're hoping that with the U1 and with Snorka that it will push Soft Fever to visit tool changers more now, even more than he had done in the past. Because there was a while that Stealth Changer was getting a lot of support, and then it kind of just stopped. It kind of dropped off a cliff. So I'm wondering if that was around the time he started working on the Snapmaker version of it.
Yeah.
But so hopefully, as tool changers become more popular, we start to see things like a better multi-material printing thing. We talked about this last episode that I was on, which is 2 prime towers, or printing like you prime around it with compatible materials and then prime inside of it with different compatible materials. So like if you're printing TPU, PLA, and PETG in a print, there's no real good way to do a prime tower at this point in time.
Yeah, and I mean, if you like, I've heard someone say like, "Oh, we'll just have 2 or 3 different prime towers," but at that point, you're just back in the AMS of wasting filament. Defeats the purpose. So it'll be interesting to see if someone can come up with a way around that. Because even people that are doing, Matt GTR Dad in chat, he's been doing some prints with KoPE and PLA, using KoPE for supports and stuff. And even that on an AMS will have an issue with the prime tower.
Here's the thing. I think the ultimate solution would be you pick one filament as the outer wall of that prime tower, and then the inside is the other stuff that it doesn't have to stick together. It just needs somewhere to go.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have 3 prime towers or anything like that. You just have to have basically a vase.
Yeah.
Well, the only problem with that is that you have to switch to each tool that you're using every single time. So like you lose time in that way. But yeah, it would be the best way in my opinion as well, if you're okay with sacrificing time. If you're not, and this is why I think it'd be great to have 2 different options, of course, because if you're not, then having the multiple prime towers would help in that way, that like you only have to prime compatible materials on each prime tower.
Actually, you'd only have to switch between 2. You need whatever's doing the outer wall, and then whatever you're using on that, whatever other one or other ones. You have a minimum of 2. So you need to make your outer wall, and then your whatever else you use will go into the inside of it, and then you rinse and repeat. So
very true.
It's definitely possible. I don't know if anyone's thinking of it in that way, but yeah.
Well, I mean, we now know that as of right now, there's 6,850 backers. So there's going to be at least that amount of machines plus out there for the U1. So it's going to force Orca being, and Snapmaker's Orca as being their software. It's going to force that development, at least on that one. And then you have the Wonder Maker coming out. That's also a tool changer that's going to need a slicer. I don't know if they're using Orca, if they're doing their own thing, but
were they in drama this week? Was Wonder Maker in drama this week?
I don't know. I had heard something about. I had heard something, like I think probably whatever you heard, but I didn't really follow up on it just because I've been like full U1 mode. But there was something. Maybe somebody in chat remembers. There was something. It was about. It had something to do with the KickStarter, I think. I can't remember now.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what happened there.
Yeah, if anybody in chat knows drama with the Wonder Maker, post it and we can look it up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right on that. And I know, I think Zombies, if he's in chat, he might. I'm pretty sure he's the only one I know that has confirmed that backed it. I know probably some other people have too, but he's the only one that I'm aware of that's backed it. I mean, it's an interesting printer. Some of the videos they've shown on it, it seems to be not quite as polished as the U1 fit and finish. Like some of the videos I've seen on it, there's like cables and PTFE tubes like flailing all over the place. Some of the cables seem real tight, so it doesn't seem like it's quite there yet, but it'll be interesting to see what they look like when they're released.
So you mentioned the 6-pin hole on the back. Has anyone else in the testers kind of thought about that as well?
No.
You know.
So kind of. So we asked Blaine. Blaine's the marketing genius behind everything.
Yeah.
And he had asked the engineering team or confirmed that it is for filtration, heater, and potential accessories in the future. And so
that was what I thought as well.
Yeah.
Like maybe lights and some other stuff.
I mean, I figured it would
But
have
I'm
to
not
be for the
saying-
heater and the top hat. But
The only reason I mentioned it at all as being potentially an AMS is because Fluid has tool 4, 5, 6, and 7. Had it not had those 4 extra
it
tools,
did have that in there.
yeah,
that's the only reason. And people seem to skip over that. They're like, "Oh no, it's just for that." And I'm like, "You're right, but there's more. Like, there's more to this than what is just there." So I'm curious as to what. And they didn't confirm or deny anything with that either. So like I don't have. That's why I was up for speculation in my video.
I mean that must fall into the accessories.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we do know that Snapmaker is the modular king, right? Like they like to add
Right.
things.
Out of the testers, did anyone get the top hat for it, or like the hardened steel nozzles or anything like that?
No, not that I know of.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure if they're going to ask us to test those or anything like that. That wasn't even. We didn't even really know what the deal was on that until basically everybody knew. They didn't really confirm or deny a top hat or an active heater. We just assumed based on the connectors that we saw that there was no confirmation until pretty late.
It seems like the top hat was kind of developed later, because I know in the KickStarter it does say like an estimated delivery date of February. So it seems like that must have been something they started working on after the printer was done. Or because it would only make sense with that later delivery time. But
yeah, and I think that the year of the enclosure is pretty overdone, right? I mean, like we know this from filament sales that like 90% of the market is PLA printing, and you only, especially when you're first starting out, you're like, oh, but I might print with something that needs an enclosure, that needs a heated chamber. I might need hardened steel nozzles. Like that's pretty commonplace for the new guys starting out. So like, I don't know that it's even important for a lot of people to have that top hat, to have that enclosure. Like for me, it wouldn't really be. I mean, even on my stealth changer, it's not fully enclosed right now. I'm going to soon, but like, there's no reason to right now.
Yeah, I didn't include the top hat in my KickStarter just because I want to use it first, and then if I need it, I'll buy it. But I like this is going to be basically just a multicolor printer for me. I'm not if I'm printing high temp stuff, I'm printing it on my other printers that I already print high temp stuff on. The only thing that the top hat for me might be useful is that if I wanted to use the U1 to print like multicolor ASA parts for a build, then I might want to use, I might want to have it. But again, I've got other printers that I can do that on. So I would probably just throw those in the P1S with the AMS or something.
Well,
but
I mean, and you can print out an enclosure. Like I'm like 90% sure you'll be able to print out this top hat. I'm sure somebody's working on a design right now. Like once they saw that, it can't be. And once they start getting into people's hands, like somebody's going to have a file to print it out.
Oh yeah, there was somebody on their Facebook group that had already developed a mod for it to move the they were working on moving the feeders so that you could put all 4 spools above it, so that they weren't on the side. So they wanted to basically like rep box it above the printer, all 4 spools, and then move those up so that it just fed it in, so that they weren't all on the side.
There's also somebody already had I think someone posted it in the Unspooled chat, an enclosure, like an acrylic enclosure for it with the spools on top. Like they modeled it up and everything. So
yeah,
people are already kind of.
My first mod for it would be something to take the spools off the side and put them above it, because the way that I set my printers up, the width is important. Like I like to have, I like my Centauri, my P1S, my Infamac, all my printers, I like them to be as close together as possible. So I don't like having filament on the back. I don't like filament on the sides. I like them to be above it. So that would be the first thing that I would do with it. But
you know what's going to be the first thing I do with it?
Paint it.
What?
Or vinyl wrap it.
Something. Yes.
It doesn't look that bad though. I mean, it's just basic. It's just white and dark gray.
It's basic.
I would grab it out of my NDA closet, but like having the spools on the side and the feeders on the side, I can't fit it through my closet door, anyways.
Yeah,
so, like,
it's quite wide.
Take it apart to bring it out. Like it's yeah. But
he
it's
said his NDA closet. You're a fancy dude. NDA closet.
What can I say?
How you do it? Is it like this?
You make one TikTok. You make one TikTok, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So,
I see GTR Dad saying, "What are your thoughts on upgrades or changes you would like to see done to it? Also, what do you think about the noise vibration versus Bamboo Labs?" So, upgrades or changes. The only real change that I suggested to them was the poop bucket. As far as physical changes,
send me another one.
And then somehow fixing the feeder motors in there a little better. That was another one that you mentioned on your video, where they were just popping out.
Yeah, like having the side panels. I mean, and I guess the spool holders too. But those are like such small nitpick items. I think that like you had mentioned, set screw would like fix that problem, no doubt. And somebody else you could easily put a plastic screw in the side if that was such a huge issue.
Yeah.
But they do have that one does have a clip on it, but that clip was so loose, and I think that's just because of how many times it had been tested. And so,
yeah, like you said, if they had 1,000 hours or more on it, it could have just gotten worn out from somebody taking it on and off all the time. But that does go for the reliability of it, because we're all going to have thousands of hours on this thing at some point. So
for sure.
Did anybody do like 3 kilogram spools or bigger spools, or can it even hold it on the side, or what's the deal?
I've never had a 3 kilogram spool, so I can't say if it can or not. Do they have the same size diameter on the?
Not most of them, but
are they bigger?
Like, I've got some 3 kilogram spools, wider. And they're a lot wider. So I don't think they would fit on that, but you could probably mod something pretty easy enough.
Did you guys see the Polymaker boxes that they were selling alongside in the KickStarter?
Yeah. The snap, or the what do they call them? They call them the snap boxes, snap dryer.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
but it wasn't. It was.
They've been selling them for about 6 months
dryer,
now, though.
It's like a gray top.
Yeah, they've been selling them for a while now. I remember when they dropped them, and they were like about $10 or $20 cheaper than the poly dryer. Yeah. Or at least for that initial launch.
Well, it was funny when we were in the Discord, all going through our Kickstarter, getting it. So Polymaker Pete was in there, and somebody was like, "Hey, you're going to add some snap dryers to your Kickstarter, your U1 Kickstarter?" Because if anybody doesn't know, Polymaker Pete has like how many poly dryers? Like
it's
76 of them, and that's conservative.
Only 76? I thought he had more than that.
It was a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. You ever see behind them there's just like rows and rows and rows of them.
Yeah, there are.
I've got 4.
I think I got
1.
I think I've got 4. I've got more dryers than I do boxes. That's the
Yeah, I only have 2 dryers and then four boxes. But
well, when Pete was going through and collecting all of his boxes, he had like just piles of dry. Like he had a whole closet just full of dryers, and he was like, "You want some?" And I was like, "I need 2," and he sent me 4. I was like, What am I gonna do with these? Like I don't." But yeah, it's
well, you can use them to dry TPU because you'll be printing a lot, right? In that U1 in your.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. So yeah, matter of fact, about the TPU, no issues at all with multicolored. I mean, with multiple, TPU.
It printed better than my stealth changer. I'll tell you that much. It pissed me off the first time I printed a TPU print. I was like, well, that was a waste of $3,000.
Yeah, because you in your video and then on here you basically said it's just a little bit of tuning because of the stringing, but other than that, it printed pretty good, right? And that was
it
what
printed very well. Yeah, it. But the problem was that I live in 70% humidity. My apartment right now is I think 60%, and so like one day of having it out in the open air, like it wicked like crazy, and so the difference between my first benchy and my second benchy, insane amount of stringing. So and like for my stealth changer, I keep them all. My filament management for that is 2 Sunlu S4s, and they're on maintenance mode, so they're always keeping that relative humidity low. So just having it on the side of the printer in a closet without air conditioning and like, yeah, it didn't. Not fun. But
yeah, I don't.
That's my fault. That's not the printer's fault.
Yeah, living in Maine, I don't really have that problem. We're usually like 40, like on a high humidity day, we'll hit like 70 or 80% humidity, but that's rare. We're usually like 40 to 60%. So the only thing I really have to dry is nylon and TPU, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, every once in a while, so people ask me all the time about the PLA behind me. I'll dry it out like once a quarter or maybe a little bit longer, because especially with U-Forge, you'll start to see significant stringing. But like for traditional stuff, honestly, I wouldn't have to dry it out unless it was probably 6 to 7 months of being out like this.
Yeah, but, the last few Hue Forges that I've done them in the Cobra 3 in the Ace Pro, and I put the 4 colors I'm using in the Hue Forge in like a few hours before, and I just dry them in that for like 4 hours, and then I start the print. And that's
what's really nice about the Ace Pro, to be honest.
Yeah,
having that built-in dryer is low key really nice.
Yeah, and it continues to dry during the print, which is nice. So.
I hate having the extra plug, like the extra power plug, but like other than that, it's pretty.
Yeah, that is for some odd reason during certain parts of it when you have the dryer going, I haven't tested it, but it seems to pull a significant amount of wattage. It makes my 1,000-watt UPC that it's plugged into howl certain times. So it does draw a bit of power if you're printing with the dryer going, but
yeah, I need to get a UPC. I had a print fail on the stealth changer that was like 14 hours in, and because I had a power blip, and I was like, no.
Yeah, I've lost too many like that. I have everything on like APC 1500s or 1100s, or I've got a couple thousands, and then I keep everything on battery backup because especially in the winter.
They're expensive.
They are, yeah, they are expensive. But the good thing about them, though, is once you get them, even after several years, when the batteries, so you can just replace the battery. A lot of people will like replace the whole UPS, but you just have to replace the battery, so it's not too bad. But
no, it's nothing crazy.
They've saved me, especially in the winter in Maine. Like when it's -10 out and like 50 mile an hour. Like blizzard, you can lose power at any point. So having that added, and everything now has power loss recovery, and most of them work well now. But it's not uncommon for us to lose power for an entire day, so that makes it a little bit iffy, especially if it's a long print. But
all 7 people there lose power. That's
Oh yeah, all 7 people. Yep, all 7 people. Two of them are my neighbors. Yeah. It's 1.3 million. It's got more people than Montana. Come on.
Right.
Pick on Montana for a while.
You're not from Montana.
So what about you, Steve? Do you put your printers on? Being an IT guy too, kind of. Do you put your printers on battery backups?
Hold on. No, I don't.
No, you don't?
No, I don't. Nope.
I do, man.
It's right now. Discord's. I mean, not Discord.
Oh, you cut out a little there. Hello. Did I lose you?
Yeah, no, I'm saying that
Oh.
Discord is doing some weird. I don't know.
No, it seems fine now. Yeah,
Right,
you just got a little robotic there, but I'm good now.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
No, I don't put mine on the battery backup. I don't care that much, and I really don't print like long prints. You know, most of the time my stuff, it's stuff that I make. So if it takes too long, then I wind up kind of like separating it and cutting it up into pieces to make it easier to print.
Yeah, Tech Cheaper's got a good point. He says watch Maker Place or like Facebook Marketplace, and any people are getting rid of, and then just replace the battery, so you can get them cheaper. I work in IT, so we're constantly pulling them out of places. So I just replace the batteries and use a lot of those. But
yeah, I work closely with IT. We do the same thing for our systems.
Yeah, because a lot of companies they won't bother replacing the battery, especially for anything 1500 and under. They'll just replace the whole unit. So we end up with all kinds of ones that just need new batteries. But so when Orca released today, outside of like the tool changer update, what else did you find in there useful? Because I know, like for me, I was going down through it, and I really liked the changes they made to the infill, allowing you to edit the fill multiplier there. So you can now add. So if you have like grid, you can now add walls to your grid infill, or add walls. So instead of having one wall, it can be 2, 3. So you can actually increase the wall count of your infill, which is really cool. But then they had one where you can change the sparse infill rotation. So now you can take like grid, and you can add not just like a 0 and a 90, you can add a 45. So now it kind of changes grid to be something else. So you have much more control. You have much more control in the alpha version of infill than you did previously. It's pretty cool. But I like that a lot, especially with because a lot of times I hear people talk all the time about like not being able to get like the infill right on large prints, and this should be able to allow you to keep like 6% or 4% or 5% low infill, but then increase the strength of it by adding the walls. So
yeah,
I thought that was neat. But I don't know if anybody else went through it. They also in Orca they added fuzzy skin painting, like what you have in Prusa Slicer. So they added that, and then they also added they changed in Orca how fuzzy skin is done. So sometimes in fuzzy skin you would get like really jagged like edges and stuff to where the fuzzy skin was being done. So they've changed it so that now instead of if you're looking down on the wall, instead of it just alternating the wall, it just increases the extrusion multiplier. So it's still printing a straight line, but in order to get the fuzzy skin, it's just extruding more filament.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's smart.
Yeah, it looks kind of neat. So I haven't tested it yet, but I just noticed it in the thing. But I've been waiting for fuzzy skin painting in Orca for a while, because I do like it in Prusa Slicer, and anytime I need to use it, I'll use that. Because like I do a lot of I print a lot of like cosplay weaponry and stuff like that. And fuzzy skin is nice for like handles of stuff that you want to add like a texture to, but you don't want to add it to everything.
Right.
And the only way to do it in Orca before is you had to add fuzzy skin to everything and then use modifiers to try to like piece where you didn't want it, and it was awful. So I would always switch to Prusa Slicer for the fuzzy skin painting, which I like Orca better, so it would always take me longer to slice. And then the other thing that they added was they call it aligned back. So now instead of just the aligned seam, they've done aligned back, so it's supposed to do a better job of aligning the seam without, because sometimes when you would switch to aligned seam, it would put part of that aligned seam in the front where you didn't want it. So now the aligned back is, it will still do its best to align the seam, but it will always still do it on the back of the print, which I thought was kind of cool.
Quality of life.
Yeah. So yeah, it was cool. They're coming up with some cool stuff. But
yeah, I'm excited for, like I said, the future of Snapmaker, of Orca in general, with the year of the tool changer that we're about to be in, is good, very good for, you know, all the for me, being selfish, it's good for me because I have a stealth changer, and it would be nice to see more support for it.
Well, I think that's how how development is done, though, right? There's a need, need, and because people have it, and then somebody fills that need. So and it's cool because I think so. That, as someone who has a Voron and a stealth changer, do you think that now having like the U1 and eventually the Wonder Maker, and then someone's bound to come out with another production out of the box tool changer within the next 6 months to a year?
6 months, yeah, I'm sure.
Probably even more than just one. Do you think that will reduce the amount of people that even look at building a stealth changer or a Voron?
Man, stealth changer already only has like maybe 200 serials.
Yeah,
it's not like you know what I mean. Like, it's already a pretty niche within a niche within a niche.
Because
it's
I
decreasing. I don't think that there was ever. I think that you only build one if you want the customizability of your tools and your printer. But like outside of that, I don't think that. I'm sure that I'm about to get a bunch of comments on my short form content about you should just buy a U1. Like,
yeah, well, that's so. Someone had asked me. They had said, now that you backed the U1 and you're going to get the U1, because I've always talked about building a tool changer. Like, I have a 2.4 and I've wanted to do a tool changer on it, and I started the tool changer on my SV08 that Michael Laws did teaching tech. I've got five SV08 tool heads now that I'm never going to use, because now I've decided to use that for the Bondtech Index when that comes out. So they said, like, would you not build a stealth changer or a tool changer on your 2.4 now, whenever I was going to do it, because you can just buy a U1? And I hadn't really thought of it. And for me, no, because I like building stuff. So I will still eventually do that. But I did think about that. Like, okay, well, now if somebody wants a tool changer, they don't have to build it, right? Like, they can just go out and buy it. So, and chances are that person may have never built a stealth changer or a tool changer anyways. Like, I think if you're gonna build one of those, you're probably still gonna do it. But
I think the people who build printers like building printers.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like cars.
Has an effect on it.
It's like cars. You either buy a Corvette or you go mod a Civic to your heart's content. I mean, that's.
A tech jeeper asks, "Do you think Prusa is scared?" I don't think that they're scared, because they still sell a lot of printers to like universities and government agencies and stuff like that. I think they still have their own niche, and they are dependable machines. Do I think that? I don't think anyone who was gonna get a XL saw the U1 and was like, I'll get that instead. Maybe a few, but like, I think people who wanted the XL will still get the XL, and people who want the U1 will get the U1.
I
It's a
think the
whole
only
100 bigger. It's a whole 100 millimeters bigger in both directions. Like, nobody's gonna get a
That's the
U1 if they need
question.
it.
Is there going to be a U1 Pro? That's going to be,
bigger
200, 300. I mean,
Man, they just
300.
raised $6 million on the first day. We're not even through the first 24 hours. Yeah, they're gonna
Not
definitely
even through
come
the
out
first
with a
24
bigger.
hours.
I
Yeah.
have no
I mean, that
doubt
was
in
my
my
assumption.
mind they're coming out with a
My
bigger.
assumption wasn't that this was going to be their only, tool changer, and then they were just going to, keep making the same one over and over. My assumption was that they want to play with the big dogs, so they're going to have to compete. They're going to have to actively compete. Now, I do feel like this is going in the right direction of like what me and Corey always talk about. Like, hey, make your stuff open. Make it, where, like if they made it where like, sure, I can throw a box turtle on here somehow as well. Like, stuff like that. Keep it open. Keep it as open as you can, without jeopardizing your intellectual property.
So and they actually came out. So Snapmaker did come out with a blog post about being open. And it was quite interesting. And I wish I still had the link. I'd post it. But if you guys look at it, it's a basically like a manifesto of how they're promising for it to be open. So that's awesome. But so one of the interesting, like, will Prusa come out with a smaller 4-headed tool changer, right? Lower cost, probably not.
It's not going to be low enough.
Lower cost is not. Yeah, lower cost is not. For Prusa,
them,
it's like what, $3,000?
No, but
you know what I mean. Like,
but there's obviously
they don't think their price is high though. So it's like
they don't.
If you already don't think it's high, then what's going to be lower for them? Like $2,000 for a 4-head.
I mean, what could you do a $1,500. You could do a $1,500 4-tool Prusa. That's.
How much is
they've never really done
$275,
right? They've never tried to come down to that part of the market. Like, they've always kind of done their own thing and kind of pushed people towards their side of the market. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it for them to do that. Like what Steve was saying, they've got their own niche. Like, I'm sure that they're sweating about it because that was kind of that's their like.
Well, that's been their bread and butter,
now, right? And now it's being that territory is being treaded on. But like, I don't know. I think
it'll depend on whether or not the U1 actually takes a bite out of their sales for the XL, right? Like, because if someone,
I don't think it's the same people though. I don't know. I don't think it's the same people buying both of those. Like, like I said, you have some crossover. I just don't think that people who are like, I'm going to get the XL, let's say 4 months ago, and then heard about the Snapmaker and was like, I can get 2 XLs for that. I mean, two printers for that price. Yeah. Those people may have held out, but people who love Prusa because it's Prusa.
Well, they do, but you also, that was the only option you had for a tool changer. So there's got to be a number out there of people that are not now going to buy a Prusa XL that are going to buy the U1.
Bamboo's sweating more than Prusa's sweating.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right there. Yeah,
100%.
Especially with their flash sale for today, with the X1C being 20% off. Like,
someone else did a sale today too. I can't remember who it was. I saw another sale pop up.
But if that's not telling that they're worried, I mean, it's you put out a sale, a 24-hour sale at the exact time that the U1 Kickstarter was going. If that doesn't show that they're a little bit concerned and they were trying to take a bite out of that, then I mean, it has to be. I mean, I worked marketing for years and I would have done that. Like, that's something I would have done if my competitors were coming out with something that was going to hurt me. That's
Tech Deeper brought up a good point. He says, but okay, hear me out. What if you have a 1 tool head XL and wanted more? You're going to spend $600 on Prusa heads or get a U1? Yeah.
I mean,
it's a good question.
I've always wanted a tool changer, right? And I've got the SV08 aside for the index. I've got a 2.4 that I wanted to build a stealth changer, but I, at some point, may have broken down and bought an XL. I now would not buy an XL, and I would buy a U1, and then I would just build my Voron tool changer. So for me, that potential need for getting that Prusa XL is no longer there. I just wouldn't see a need. I mean, and again, is that a lot of people? No, but it's gotta have some people thinking, because I mean, other companies thought when the simple Centauri came out and was so cheap, anytime something new comes out that's good and cost effective, it's got to make them think, and it's going to drive them to hopefully produce. I mean, I'd love to see another one, right? Like someone make a 5-headed tool changer that is not $4,000. And that's
Reality's working on it right now.
Could be.
What you say?
Reality's working on it right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Which I mean, and again, you knew it was going to be Solvol or Elegoo or Creality or Bamboo or somebody.
It's going to be better. I'm calling it, like he said, Creality's going to make one, and Solvol's probably going to combo with like Bondex.
I mean, Creality will make one. It'll just have a tacoed bed on it. So.
Whoa, calm down, man. Jeez. Disrespectful. Good God.
No, it's just truthful.
Right I'm sitting right here. Okay?
I don't think they've ever put out a printer that didn't have a tacoed bed on it.
Well, I built my stealth changer because I didn't want to spend $5,000 on an XL. I mean, and that's so. You know how much I was kicking myself when I found out the U1 was the printer, especially when I found out it was $1,000. But it's still my printer. Like, the stealth changer is still cool in its own right. Like, being
and it looks good though. So
right.
I don't.
But like from a purely price to performance, it's like, dang, why did I spend 500 hours on this? But like,
that's a build. That's a build that you wouldn't have wanted to replace with just a simple U1. I mean,
no,
that's one of. I mean, if there's 200 and something serialized Voron tool changers out there, stealth changers, I mean, that's probably one of the most unique versions. Like that is, you don't see very many that look that good.
I mean, the other thing is your printer looks good. The U1 is an ugly beast. So I mean, at least you have a pretty printer compared to the U1. So
BQ will have to put a Nomi on the front so you can have at least like a little face moving around and
well, that's that's a Micron that's going to be a stealth changer. I got to build a mini version of the tool changer that I have now. So
same colors and everything.
Oh yeah, you best believe.
That's going to be spicy.
That's a good color.
Well,
nice.
People say, can you 3D print a 3D printer, and then now I have people saying now you need to 3D print a 3D printer on your 3D printer that you 3D printed, and I'm like, well,
nice. Hey, we just got a raid from Polymaker. Welcome everybody from Polymaker.
Welcome in.
We just raided with 69 people. Boom, 69. But yeah, we got the dope raid from Joel over at Polymaker. We appreciate it. I don't know if you guys are aware, but anyone who's not aware, the Snapmaker U1 came out today. We have Danny NeoKoi Prints. He's here. He, was here to talk about it. He was on the show a couple weeks ago, and he could not say anything. We didn't know that. And now he's back. We didn't know that. We were talking about it like you're looking like.
I mean, someone specifically. Someone in the comments specifically asked Danny, "Are you going to get the U1?" And he was just like leaning in his chair, and he's like,
"I don't know, maybe."
Yeah.
It was in his NDA closet. That's why.
Yeah,
or close to it.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how far to your left, but it was already there, right? Like you had already had.
Oh yeah, it was printing while we were doing the podcast.
Dude, yes.
So I'm like,
the things you don't know off camera. Yeah.
And then 2 days later, he drops an image of him standing beside it.
Yep.
And I edited it and added me to it. He was like, you didn't know about this, and I was like, yes, I did. And I just covered.
That was
covered
such a
him
solid
with
meme. That was such a solid meme, dude. That was so good.
Everybody in the
I did it
Unspooled
fast
Discord.
too, dude. It was like 20 minutes. I was like, boop.
Everybody in the Unspooled Discord was like, I knew it. Like, I knew he had one.
Yeah, dude.
And then
Hey,
they all
welcome,
just
Lil John. Stay creeping.
then they all
Sorry,
just
go
wanted
ahead.
to ask you questions about it, even though you
Oh my
couldn't
gosh,
relate.
right?
I know you can't say anything,
But
but it's
Right.
like, yeah, you're right. I can't say anything.
I mean, Steve and
Yeah.
I knew you couldn't say anything, but I still wanted to ask the questions. Be like,
Right.
maybe
Oh
if
my
he,
gosh.
his eye will twitch and like a poker thing, and I'll be able to
Nah,
tell.
he was like, I think I almost accidentally asked him like one or two things, and he was just like, nope.
I'm
He's
not saying.
ironclad.
Yeah. Put the sunglasses on.
Right.
Blink twice if yes.
But yeah, if you haven't checked out, make sure Danny, he's under NeoKoi Prints on YouTube. I'll drop the link in a few minutes. But he's done a review video on it. It's pretty good. Also, he's in the promo video for the Snapmaker U1 on KickStarter. In my opinion, I'm biased. He had the best video on there. It looked the most awesome. Everyone else is like, I'm standing in my bathroom with a printer. Like, it was, he doesn't want to laugh. He was just like, oh, okay, it's all right, cool.
I didn't know what the production needed to be. If it needed to be from my phone, or if it needed to be like
obviously
I was going to be with
they
other
don't care.
bigger YouTubers. Yeah, I was like,
as long as you get the information out.
The best.
Yeah. Obviously they don't care because it's like, oh, okay, and it's like Danny with his wall of filament.
Like the beta testers weren't all content creators. Like I'd say a quarter of them were. Like everybody else was pretty much like really, beta testers. Like putting it to the extreme. So that's why the video quality is a little different.
Yeah. All right. The other thing is, this was what your first like real product review. You've done like some smaller things, right? Like screwdriver and stuff like that. But this was your first like printer product review. You think you'll do more, or like would you be open to doing more of them?
I'm pretty sure there's more in his NDA closet right now.
Oh, so maybe.
Here's the problem.
You weren't supposed to say that.
No. How many viewers do we have in here?
We got 44 viewers in here right now.
Here's the problem with 3D printing content creation, and I'm a small content creator just now this year, getting into being big enough to be reached out to by these brands, and I've been reached out to by I'd say 5 now, and 2 of which asked me for padded reviews, and I will never ever give somebody a review that another company took out stuff from or wanted me to add to. Like, I'm never going to put a video out like that. But the fact that 2 different companies reached out and said, hey, we want you to do this is like, it's like, what the heck? And I told them both, I said, I'll never do that for you. Like, so don't even try to ask me to do it. But if you want me to do an ad, that's different. Like but I'm not going to put the review tag on it. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to do more reviews in the future. But yeah, it's interesting.
And that's been a reoccurring thing in 3D printer reviews for as long as I have been in this, and there have been people putting 3D printing printers or unboxings on YouTube. Is that there have been companies out there asking for fake reviews or paid reviews, or you give me a positive review and I'll do this, and then some
I mean, it's impossible. It's impossible to be unbiased 100%. Like it's impossible. But for somebody to say, send it to me before you post it and I want to make changes to it, like that's the issue.
Yeah, not happening. Yeah, and then I think most of the good ones say no. I mean, I'm sure there's some out there that do some things, but I think for the most part,
Little John says that you need to have a beard in order to be taken serious as a content creator for 3D printing.
I just shaved today. How do you feel about that? I just shaved today. That's not happening.
Said he just shaved today.
Who has a beard in for content creators in 3D printing?
It's just facial hair in general.
Everybody.
Joel doesn't.
Joel does.
Every once in a while, he does have the goatee.
A little bit of goatee.
He always
yeah.
has the mustache. Yeah, he does have the goatee. Sam doesn't have.
Sam doesn't. He has a little
Sam
bit.
does have facial hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it might be on
Uncle
something.
Jesse,
Everybody.
he's got a beard, so I guess that's right there.
Next layer doesn't have a beard.
Nero does too. Yeah, I guess quite a few of them do. But,
Yeah, only the ones that are over 6'5", they don't.
I was about to say maybe. I was just about to say that. I was like, maybe it depends on your height.
Facial hair doesn't grow that well up at that elevation.
It doesn't. It's like a
very
redwood
patchy.
tree. It just stops at a certain height. I'm trying to think. What about did Steve get a test unit as well, or did he defer?
Q4 Steve?
He did. Yeah.
I saw he had a review on it, but I wasn't sure if
I don't think he's taken it out of the box yet, though, right? Didn't he post? I think he posted a picture where he hadn't even taken it out of the box yet, or hadn't had a chance to test it or something. Because he actually posted something on X about supporting Danny's video and with the Huforge link.
He definitely did 2 Huforge video or 2 Huforges on it.
Yeah.
And it was funny because like when he posted that in the beta testers like group, that like I think he sold probably 10 copies of Huforge right then. Like people that hadn't seen it
awesome.
were like, "Whoa, what the heck?" But he definitely had one and he used it, but yeah, he's been busy working on Huforge, especially with bamboo treading on the filament painting curve. So there's a couple features that I can't announce yet, but are coming that are very, 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 very cool that I think that a lot of people are going to enjoy.
Cooler than color matching?
Yeah, it's the second most requested feature.
Oh, I think I already know what it is.
Yeah, I might have an idea.
Just out of sheer guess, I think I may know.
But yeah,
if it is what I think it is, that would be cool.
It's very alpha right now, but it's still working pretty good. So we're trying to iron it out before he announces anything. But yeah, so he had time with it. He enjoyed it. He ran into the similar issues that I did with the feeders, and he's also 6'5", I think, and the screen being flat on the front is not ideal for us being as tall as we are, but made it work.
Just gonna have it up on a tall shelf.
So you're saying it's ugly, is what you're saying? That's what you heard it here first.
No, he didn't say it was ugly. He just said it was a short man's printer.
I just heard. I mean, come on, short is ugly, right?
The closer you are to the floor, the more you'll enjoy that printer. That's exactly right.
Okay, I thought that those two things went hand in hand. Maybe I'm wrong.
Steve just called all short people ugly. We've got a controversy, an unspooled controversy here.
Unspooled controversy.
Don't cancel us.
Just dropped.
If you're vertically challenged, don't cancel us.
Right. Welcome, Steve Hills. Who else jumped in? GTR Dad, obviously. Silverback here. Welcome, Silverback. I'm trying to think. Danny, you don't have to hang around. I know you weren't feeling good earlier, so I don't want to hold you if you're about to like pass out or something like that.
I got dinner ready for me, but
he's just hanging on.
If there's any questions, I'm down.
Yeah.
All right, last call for any questions in relation to the Snapmaker U1. Then you won't hear us talk about this again until like maybe 4 weeks from now. Who knows?
Till
we get it, and then all bets are off.
Are you guys allowed to take the printer in public? Like if you went to like a maker fair, could you take that printer outside? Is it allowed to be like, okay, good. That means I'm going to Steve's house and grabbing his and bringing it to 3D Printopia.
Sounds like a good plan. He might bring it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a trick question. No, he shouldn't. He should let us borrow it because you guys already have a busy booth. You won't have.
Well, I mean, Snapmaker's going to have their own printer there.
Oh, that's right. They are going to be there, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to be there this year, so you'll see.
I'm sure they'll have more than one.
Their booth's going to be crowded, so we can have it at our measly
6-foot table.
Pulper.
Take the crowd away from Huforge. My voice is gone after Saturday every time.
Oh my gosh, I was that way at Murph. I was like, that's a lot of talking. I was literally tired of talking, and so I was like, okay, this is going to be even crazier because we're still volunteering, so we're also working our booth as well. So it's going to be a beast.
Busy weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna be big this weekend. Hopefully, have some like tea or something there with us. Let's see. Oh,
Viking.
make a Viking say when you join PUBG again. I'm reading it.
Are
I'm
they
glad
on
there
there
were no
right
curse
now?
words in there.
Let me look
Right?
at. Oh, he's in his Discord. He wants me to come play with him right now. I guess.
But yeah, cool. Danny, can you tell everyone where to find you? Or you want to
Yep.
plug anything? Yeah, go right ahead,
If you
man.
want to see content on a stealth changer or HueForge or need help with HueForge, you can check me out, Linktree / NeoKoi Prints. I'm on X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I think that's it. And so I do short form and long form content. So wherever you like to watch your content, definitely come follow me. But yeah, thanks for having me on again, guys.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, no,
Thanks
we
for coming
appreciate
on
you.
and answering our insane questions and
Yeah, man.
and this time he actually could, so it was good. We didn't break any rules.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm just excited. I'm excited to see what you print with it. So between now and when everybody else gets theirs, because that's what people are going to be. All the people that backed it are going to be like, Danny, show me a print. Print some of this. Print this.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody who has one. But,
All right.
Cool.
Well, y'all have a good night.
Later,
Thanks
man.
again.
All right, man. Talk to
See
you
ya.
later.
All right.
Cool.
So,
That was
Danny,
cool.
NeoKoi. Yeah.
Find out about the big dog
Yeah.
on the block.
Which, I mean, I don't think any of us needed to be any more excited about it, but
yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that it can cleanly do TPU is a slap in the face to the 85X because they are having issues with TPU.
Yeah, it's weird though. That 85X, like I've seen some people printing TPU with it fine, and then I've seen some people that are having trouble with it. So that usually leads me to believe that it's more of a user thing than a machine thing. Because I have seen TPU prints and multicolored TPU prints come out of that, and they've been fine. But
they did roll back. They rolled back like what TPUs you could use with it. So I'm assuming they did some testing to see what worked and what didn't work.
Yeah, I think they basically said like nothing but 95A, which is basically like a soft PLA. Like, I mean, 95A is pretty hard TPU, but and I think all the ones I've seen, all the good prints I've seen out of it, I think have been 95A. So, but I mean, I don't think you're going to print Ninja Flex out of it, but
is Ninja Flex even still around?
Yeah, it's still expensive as heck, but it's good. It's like a rubber band when you print it. But
all right. Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like it's too late to kind of start anything else.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing that I was talking about was all the Orca features that added, but we talked about most of that stuff, so we're good. But
we may jump into we'll probably jump into the Discord. So anyone who wants to hang out afterwards, catch us in the Discord. We'll be hanging out in there, chit chatting.
We will definitely be hanging out
around or whatever. We can find a raid target. Let's see.
Yeah, let me see who's on right now.
We appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. Anybody have any raid targets in mind that we probably haven't rated before? We rated Jano.
Astro Canuck is he's on building building Legos. Go there.
Yeah. Let's go to Astro Canuck.
Okay. He's cool. I want to see what I want to see what Lego kit he's building.
Thank you guys for coming and hanging out.
Appreciate it.
Like I said, we'll probably hop in the Discord after this. But yeah, cool. Appreciate you guys as usual.
Great.
And peace.
Later, everybody.